I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to talk about data ingestion. So data ingestion is the process of collecting data from different sources into one singular data set. This data set can be in form of an Excel file, a database, or a system. I'll give an example of ChatGPT or any of your favorite LLM models. They collect data from multiple sites on the web in order to provide answers to your questions. So they do that through the process of data ingestion. So data ingestion is used by researchers, companies, and large language models to generate insights in order to build software or databases. So today I'm going to take you through how data ingestion can be done with the Python programming language, with languages and libraries such as Beautiful Soup, Requests, and other automated testing libraries such as Selenium and Playwright. So today I'm going to take you through one of the websites I want to scrape data from. So as you can see, this is the website that we have. The link is available on scrapethissite.com. So you can see we're analyzing hockey teams from the National Hockey League. This is based in North America, Canada, and the US, if I'm not mistaken. So it has National Hockey League teams from 1990. It has data of all these teams. So obviously we're looking at a large amount of data because we have more than 25 pages. So this is definitely a lot of data from this website. Ordinarily, I would just copy and paste, but I can't do that because we have 25 pages of data. So in order for me to collect this data and scrape this data, I'm going to use the Python programming language. So I'm going to use libraries such as Beautiful Soup and Requests. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to my text editor and create a new Python file. I am going to import requests. I'm also going to import Beautiful Soup version 4. So Beautiful Soup is used to navigate through HTML elements and HTML website. There are multiple elements within a website that include headers, tables, and various classes within a HTML website. So Beautiful Soup helps us navigate and extract data from different elements of websites. So I'm also going to need pandas. So I'm going to import the pandas library as PD, and then I'm going to need the URL of the website that we are going to scrape data from. So as we can come back here to our website, so I can come over here, copy that link, and then I'm going to paste it over here. Our URL value is a string, that's why it's within quotations. And then we will write a response, and we are going to use requests to get the URL of our website. And then we are going to use a variable called soup, where we will use Beautiful Soup response.text. We are getting text information, and then we are going to use a HTML parser feature of Beautiful Soup to help us navigate through our HTML website. We want to get a table, the table of data. Specifically, we want Beautiful Soup to get us the table of information, and we are going to use a method on Beautiful Soup called find to find any table within our HTML website. So the class we are looking for in HTML is a table. So like I said before, Beautiful Soup helps us to look through HTML classes. It provides us a map provides us a map of our HTML website. So since we have our variable already of the hockey table, we want to collect all the information from the hockey table like the one I showed you in the site. So we want to collect the header information. So we'll have a variable and we'll say it is equal to an array header. So we're going to use that array header to get text, and we want to make sure that that is true. We're also going to use a for loop to loop through the table as we are collecting the data. So hockey table, we're using .find again from Beautiful Soup. So we're going to find all the table headings, th. So we want to collect this data within an array called data rows. So we're going to initialize it to an empty array, and then we are going to loop through our hockey table, and then we are going to find all the table rows. We're going to use the find method to find table headings. Now we also want to find all the table rows. So I'll have a variable for the cells, and then we'll use the row function within Beautiful Soup to find all the table data within our cells. So table data within HTML, the acronym for table data is TD. So row data, we have a variable for row data. Within row data, we want to use method cell to get all the text, and we need to strip any empty spaces or white spaces within our table. So for every cell, we want to get all the text. Finally, we are going to use our data rows variable, and we are going to append. Remember, we had created a variable data rows right here at the very beginning of our code, which is empty, to scrape all the data from the website. So since we hope that we have scraped all the data from our HTML, so we're going to append all the data that we are looping through and collecting from row data, which is collecting data of all the cells within the tables. So we are going to append our data rows array with the data that we are using to scrape through row data. So we are going to store all this data within a pandas data frame. So we'll use the pandas data frame method, and we are going to get all the information within data rows. We are going to make it a data frame, and we are also going to get the columns and all the column headers within our table so that our data is more structured. So we are going to print, in case the process is successful, that scraping data successful. Here is the data. So that's a success message that we are going to have printed. It's a string, that's why it's in double quotations. We also want to print all the data, so we're going to use a pandas print method. So df2 string. So if I only wanted top information within our data setting, I would probably use df head, or if I wanted the last information, I would probably use df tail. So we are going to use toString so that it gives us all the information, and then we are going to use a method where we'll convert the data frame into a CSV file. We'll call that hockey data.csv, so that we store all the data that we are scraping into the CSV. So we also need a success message for that. Print data saved to hockey underscore data.csv. So if everything goes well and everything is successful, that will happen. We can also do error handling. So we'll use an else block to print out any errors. One of the most common errors is error not found is one of the most common errors. We'll say hockey table not found, and then we can print any other error. Okay, so other errors we can come across might be from the website structure or the class names used in the scraper. Within our terminal, we want to make sure that we have installed all the necessary libraries for our code to run. So we'll use the Python package installer, pip, to install Beautiful Soup. I'm using version 4 and pandas as well. Requests is an inbuilt library within Python, so we do not need to install that. Requests is used to send HTTP requests so that we can be able to get the data within our website. So the conditions have been satisfied when I run pip install. We've installed pandas and we've installed Beautiful Soup. So once we have installed all the relevant libraries, we can use the Python scraper.py command, which is Python the file name.py, to run the code. So as the code is running, you can find this code available on my GitHub. Go over to Nixapa or Nixpattern. You can check out repositories. So you can scroll down over to Webscraper with Python, or you can search and type Webscraper, you'll find it. So here it is, it has loaded instructions on how to install the repositories you need and then how to clone the repository. So within our terminal, as you can see, our data has been successfully scraped. We have success messages, scraping data successful. Here is the data, and then also data saved to hockey_.py. So I'll go over to our folder and I'll click on the CSV file. We can view CSV files with Microsoft Excel. So once it loads, you'll be able to see the data you scraped from the website successfully. So I think that's it for today's video. We are waiting for our Excel file to open up about data ingestion and web scraping. You can also do data ingestion and web scraping with automated testing tools such as Selenium, Playwright, Cypress. I'll do an example video for that. As you can see, I also have some code here talking about advanced scraping with the Selenium library. It's an auto testing library. So it's used to test dynamic websites, scrape data from dynamic websites. You can also do web scraping with applications like Prometheus. It's widely used. There are also a number of AI tools that are used for web scraping. I think there's Bright Data. There are a number of different tools out there. There's also a Chrome extension that I use called Instant Data Scraper. So I will probably do another video on that, and then maybe I'll do a video on JavaScript. So I hope you've learned something from this video. Also feel free to follow our YouTube channel, Digital Proximity, and Digital Proximity on YouTube, on TikTok as well. We do a lot of programming videos. The next long form video I'm going to do is probably going to be about React. And then I published an article about this data ingestion and web scraping on my Medium, so you can go over there and check it out for more insight on this. So catch you in the next one. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Thanks.